Ashley Day. A grade, round 5. Round 5 saw us witness the first super over of the season, with Melville and South Perth playing out an enthralling contest with Chloe Ainsworth and Lauren Newman, the stars of the show. In the other game, Midland Guildford had a strong showing at Subi Floreat, and Alicia Cosma top scored with a dazzling 58. Midland Guildford versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Fairest Becker. 2 votes, Midland Guildford, Sheldon Cooper. 3 votes, Midland Guildford, Alicia Cosma. Melville versus South Perth. 1 vote, Melville, Chloe Ainsworth. 2 votes, Melville, Kayla Van Spall. 3 votes, South Perth, Molly Healy. Round 6. Melville had another dominant performance, this time over Subiaco Floreat. Holly Griesel finished with figures of 3 for 4 off her 2 overs. And in the South Perth versus Midland game, it was an absolute nail-biter coming down to the last 7 balls. South Perth's Rebecca West showed her class with a match-winning 52 not out off just 45 deliveries. South Perth versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Midland Guildford, Bree Hyde. 2 votes, South Perth, Sonia Yadav. 3 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. Melville versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, Fairest Becker. 2 votes, Melville, Ashley King. 3 votes, Melville, Holly Griesel.
All right, there we go, Jake. That's 6 rounds done and dusted of the A-grade T20 season. Important to note, I think there was 9 rounds this season.
There was 9 rounds,
there was
correct.
8 rounds of the 50 over competition, so we're almost a third of the way through the votes already. And as we have a look at the leaderboard now, cast our eyes over, we can see there's been a few changes. We see Sheldon Cooper is now out on top on 7 votes. Chloe Paparo, Amy Edgar, both on 6 votes. Ashley Day on 4, Nicole Bolton on 3, and then 8 other friends on 3 votes as well.
Well, and it is to note as well, Luke, it's with the T20 games, all you need is a couple of good performances to really bolster yourself up into that top 2 or 3 with 8 tied there on 3 votes. It just takes maybe a half century or a threefer could get you right back up on top.
It's a bit of an all-rounders game, isn't it, don't you reckon, the vote count?
Absolutely, and we're both bowlers. One may be better than the other, which we probably wouldn't have featured in too many votes back in the day, I wouldn't imagine.
No, votes were never my strong suit. But let's not talk about us. Let's continue on with the Female Premier Cricket Awards. And we now move on to the Coach of the Year and the Female Competition Umpire of the Year. It's now time we turn our attention to all those amazing coaches and umpires we do have in the competition. Without coaches and umpires, our competition cannot run as smoothly as it does.
The Cricket Operations Unit at WA Cricket, we've carefully crafted criteria regarding the Coach of the Year for female Premier Cricket competition. In consultation with other staff in the High Performance Department, we are pleased to announce that this year's winner is Shanae Reichelt.
Congratulations to Shanae. Shanae has shown great leadership at Wanneroo this year, really driving the program to not only success via a premiership in the B grade and the Youth League, but individual improvements for players across the board and for players in all facets of the games. Well done, Shanae. It's time now we look at the Female Premier Cricket Competition Umpire of the Year. The Female Premier Cricket Competition Umpire of the Year is presented to the highest rated umpire in the Female Premier Cricket Competition, based on ratings submitted by captains' reports and captains throughout the season.
So Luke, what would you say, coming from a bowler's perspective especially, what makes a good umpire in your eyes?
Or an umpire who always gave LBs, no matter where they pitched, but no, it's not that important. But for me, a good umpire is someone who is across all the laws and playing conditions of the game and the individual format at the time. It's also someone who communicates well with the players, can explain their decisions, have mutual respect between the participants and the umpire, and can really ensure that the game of cricket flows nicely. I think at the end of the day, we're looking for good people. Someone who understands that there's going to be some tempers frayed sometimes in a game, but that with good communication skills and good decision making, it can make for a very enjoyable game of cricket.
It's very well put, Luke. And to announce this year's winner of the Female Competition Umpire of the Year goes to Nathan Gilders. Nathan began umpiring female grade matches this year, and he immediately found that he enjoyed that challenge and umpired in 15 rounds, including the A grade T20 Grand Final and the Female Youth League 40 over Grand Final. Nathan impressed with his communication skills and decision making and led one captain to make the comment saying he was the best in the competition.
Congratulations to both Shanae and Nathan for their respective awards tonight. Just before we continue on with the vote count, we'll have a quick flick over at the comments, and we have had a couple of comments in so far. One complimenting our dress sense, which it's always nice to get a pat on the back, and we'll leave it at that. But also from Nathan himself, the Female Competition Umpire of the Year, just saying thanks to the Cricket Ops for their efforts this season in the Women's Premier Cricket competition. And then a congratulations from one of his other umpires and fellow colleagues in Nick Walters. So it's good to see that the umpires are supporting each other and having teamwork on and off the field, backing each other in. Anything else, Jake?
That's all on our end. I think we can move across to the next round of votes. I think we need to have a quick glance at the leaderboard just to refresh your memories of where things are standing at this present time.
All right, so I think where we left off with the votes after 6 rounds was Sheldon Cooper was ahead on 7 votes. We had Chloe Paparo on 6 and a couple of other players on 6 votes, but the majority of players seemed to be on 3 votes, didn't they, Jake?
Absolutely. So we did say before, 8 others are tied on that 3. So it's going to be a very competitive last few rounds of this A-grade T20 section of the vote count. But I'm going to get into round 7 now. So Melville in round 7 had a crushing win over Midland Guildford with Chloe Ainsworth and Rebecca McGrath impacting the game with both bat and ball. South Perth scored the highest total of the season so far with a mammoth 192 off their 20 overs. Rebecca West churning out a brilliant 65 off 58 balls, and Zoe Britcliffe with an incredible 3 for 3 off just 9 deliveries. In the first game, Melville versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Melville, Ashley King. 2 votes, Melville, Rebecca McGrath. 3 votes, Melville, Chloe Ainsworth. South Perth versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Jackie Nadeau. 2 votes, South Perth, Zoe Britcliffe. 3 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. A-grade T20 round 8. Subiaco Floreat were able to bounce back against Midland Guildford, chasing down their total without a hiccup. Megan Banting scored a sizzling 59 not out off 46 balls, well supported by Jackie Nadeau. In the other matchup, Ash King led Melville to a comprehensive victory over South Perth with an eye-catching 4 for 13 off just 3 overs. First game, Subiaco Floreat versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Tansy Price. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Jackie Nadeau. And 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Megan Banting. Melville versus South Perth. 1 vote, South Perth, Rebecca West. 2 votes, Melville, Rebecca McGrath. 3 votes, Melville, Ashley King. A-grade T20 round 9. Piper Cleary and Ash Day were the catalysts for a strong total, with South Perth ending on 159 and defending through the class of Sonia Yadav, getting 2 for 11 off 4 overs. Subiaco Floreat had a comfortable victory against Melville, with Banting scoring yet another 50 and Jackie Nadeau with a high-quality 3 for 9 off just 4 overs. South Perth versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, South Perth, Rebecca West. 2 votes, South Perth, Sonia Yadav. 3 votes, South Perth, Piper Cleary. Subiaco Floreat versus Melville. Subiaco Floreat, Millie Monaghan, 1 vote. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Jackie Nadeau. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Megan Banting. And that's 9 rounds gone, Luke.
Thanks, mate. Let's have a look at that leaderboard. We've seen a little bit of change yet again over the last few rounds, and I mean, what to say? I'm a little bit surprised where we sit with our leaderboard. Rebecca West up towards the top. I didn't see that coming. But a few other names of players who've been around the competition for a while. Megan Banting, of course, former Karen Reid medalist a couple of years back. Young guns Rebecca McGrath, Jackie Nadeau in the votes. Very, very surprising, but very, very pleasing, Jake.
It's very important to score those 1 and 2 votes as well, Luke, because you can't always get the 3 votes, you can't always make the big scores and the big wickets, so the 1s and 2s definitely count, don't they?
They do. And I got a little surprise for you now, Jake.
What would that be?
We've managed to get Sinead Raquel on the line here, who's our Coach of the Year.
And through no technical diffuse either. We definitely weren't meant to have that prior.
No. This is perfect timing, as we expected, mate. So
that's what I thought.
Yep. So Sinead, if you can hear us, good evening. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
No. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations on your award. Firstly, return to Wanneroo this year after a number of years away. How did it feel to return back to the Roos and just fitting back into the club?
Yeah, it's nice to be back close to home and around the young girls that I grew up supporting and helping out at a younger age with not much female cricket north of the river when I was growing up. So to be able to go back and kind of pick up where I left off was really nice to see with a lot more numbers at the club.
That's really good to hear, Sinead. And I think one thing that everyone would know, you're obviously a player yourself. How do you find the balance between being a player and coach at the same time?
Yeah, it was definitely challenging. It was probably my biggest thing that kept me up at night through the off season and definitely through the season of how I was going to manage it. But being at a club like Wanneroo is with all the support staff, with Pete Byrne and Luke Salisbury and Toby and Amanda and Dave Muir and everyone at the club, without their support, this genuinely would not have been possible. With my family's support as well is a lot, which I can't thank them enough for, and Andrew Slattery as well, being my assistant. So hats off to all of those guys and the girls as well, making all the work behind the scenes happen for me, where I could just focus on what happened on field and get the job done in the end, which was good.
It sounds like you've had a lot of help there indeed, Sinead. Talk to us about the balance between coaching and playing. How did you manage that one? Obviously, both of them can have their own difficulties, and being able to concentrate on one at a time, let alone 2, can be daunting.
Yeah, and it was always a constant challenge, and when COVID was thrown into the mix as well, it was definitely a lot. Pete and Amanda and even Serena and the guys behind the scenes took all the admin side of things, which was really good for me, able to focus on the coaching side of things and putting game plans together and putting teams together with Luke, Toby and Slats as well. So without that, it would be really difficult. But I think coaching took me away from my own playing, and then playing took me away from coaching. So I finally found the balance in terms of my skill set and my coaching ability as well. But as I said, without the support of everyone around me and the guys at the club and my family, this definitely wouldn't have been possible. It just makes life a little bit easier, that's for sure.
Thank you. And any thank yous just as we round out?
Yeah, I mean, massive thank you to the club as well. Pete, as I mentioned before, Pete, the guys, Dave, Slats, Andrew Slattery, Luke Salisbury, Toby, Amanda, the whole gang at Wanneroo and my girls as well. It's a lot each week, and to put everything together, and their patience and calmness around game day and leading up was everything that I could ask for. And just my coaching journey has definitely evolved over the years, and it's definitely helped having a support network at Wanneroo like I have, and to thank all my past coaches and teachers at the Belridge Cricket Academy as well, and Scott Ogilvie. I wouldn't be where I am today. So thanks to the WACA for putting on such a great competition. Thanks to you guys for hosting such a great night tonight. Unfortunately, COVID has put a stop to that, but thankfully technology these days is great, so we can put things like this together, and to thank my girls and the parents as well. It's not an easy task getting kids to trainings and and all of that throughout the week with everything else. So to thank the parents I'm very honoured to accept this award, and thank you for everyone's patience and commitment and dedication over the season.
Well, thank you, Sinead. Congratulations on your award tonight, and well done again this season.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, Sinead. Thank you.
All right, I think it's time we touch on some B-grade premierships now, but before we go there, we've had a couple more comments flow through. Again, some support for the umpires again, which is great to see. We've had Andy John say, go Chloe, whether that's Chloe Ainsworth, Chloe Paparo, I'm not sure, but go to all the Chloes. And we've had a question from Lauren Shaw around the Jenny Owens medal, and we will be indeed reading out some votes for the Jenny Owens medal and awarding the Jenny Owens medal for the best player in B grade later this evening. So,
with an interview as well, Luke, I believe.
If we can stay on track, mate, that's the plan.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about some B grade premierships. We saw some amazing results in the B grade competition this year, didn't we?
We absolutely did, Luke, and as we said before, with the Youth League, we did hold all the A grade, B grade and Youth League games at the WACA for the T20 Grand Finals. The B grade game wasn't as close as what the A grade and Youth League were, but we did see some great cricket on display. Melville were very successful on the day, with Jessica Rowe being judged the best player on the day with an unbeaten 67 not out, as Melville chased down South Perth's 111 without losing a wicket. So they were unchallenged there, but it was still a great spectacle to see.
Yep, it was a great performance indeed. And I remember being here, it was quite warm that Sunday, and Jess Rowe was above and beyond controlling that innings from day dot to secure the win. So well done, Melville. But what about the B grade 40 over final? I think there was 2 different teams playing, which is great for the competition to have four different teams across 2 grand finals.
Absolutely. So we had Wanneroo hosted Midland Guildford out at Kingsway Sports Park up north, and Wanneroo were able to secure the win there with Sinead Reichelt, who we just had on before, with a very classy half century with great support from Shania Jassani with 42. They were able to make 161 and defend it very, very well and keep Midland to just 74. And Sinead, of course, adding to her silverware, was adjudged player of the match for her half century, which included the 8 boundaries.
So congratulations to both Melville and Wanneroo on their respective grand final wins, thoroughly deserved after an exceptional season. Shall we crack on with some more votes for... Let's do the Jenny Owens medal now, Jake.
As requested, let's get into the Jenny Owens medal. So the Jenny Owens medal is awarded to the most outstanding player in the B grade competition each season. Votes are awarded just like the Karen Reid medal, 3-2-1 in each home and away game across 40 overs and T20 portions.
There have been a number of strong performers in the B grade competition this season, Jake. Who do you think are the hot favourites to take this medal?
Well, we've already mentioned her a bucket load so far in the past 5 minutes, and we just had her on in the interview. I think Sinead will be a big feature in it. You'd think Sarah Fragomeni from Midland Guildford made plenty of runs, and Harriet Collins from Perth also very good with both bat and ball, which is, again, all-rounder award. It's very, very handy being able to do both disciplines.
Thanks, Jake. There's a fair range of players there, some younger, some older, some experienced. There's players from a number of different clubs, which shows the evenness of the competition. So let's have a look at the leaderboard with 3 rounds left in the B grade 40 over competition, and have a look at who the movers and shakers are going to be for those last 3 rounds.
That leaderboard up. Yep, here we go. Leaderboard's up there. So we can see Harriet Collins from the Perth Cricket Club is on top with 18 votes. Sinead Reichelt with 16. Sarah Fragomeni with 15. Sinead Kirsten from South Perth with 14. And Jessica Rowe, who we just mentioned, on 9 votes to round out that top 5. So without further ado, I'm going to get into round 4 of the B grade 40 over competition, with Midland Guildford versus Rockingham Mandurah. 1 vote, Rockingham Mandurah, Bronwyn Walker. 2 votes, Rockingham Mandurah, Zoe Reinecker. 3 votes, Rockingham Mandurah, Amelia Bartlett. Melville versus South Perth. 1 vote, South Perth, Lauren Russo. 2 votes, Melville, Asvari Kapoor. 3 votes, South Perth, Sinead Kirsten. Perth versus Wanneroo. 1 vote, Perth, Alicia Ward. 2 votes, Wanneroo, Talia Allen. 3 votes, Wanneroo, Brianna Giandarzi. Round 5, Melville versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Melville, Serene Simpson. 2 votes, Melville, Brooke Gardner. 3 votes, Midland Guildford, Sarah Fragomeni. Subiaco Floreat versus South Perth. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Olivia McSweeney. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Monica Ralabandi. 3 votes, South Perth, Lauren Russo. Perth versus Rockingham Mandurah. 1 vote, Rockingham Mandurah, Saffron Mollett. 2 votes, Rockingham Mandurah, Mel Saunders. 3 votes, Rockingham Mandurah, Ashley Challen. B grade 40 over, round 6. Subiaco Floreat versus Melville. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Evelyn Brock. 2 votes, Melville, Melissa Bones. 3 votes, Melville, Natasha Wiley. Midland Guildford versus South Perth. South Perth, Sinead Kirsten, 1 vote. Midland Guildford, Sarah Fragomeni, 2 votes. South Perth, Lauren Mainwaring, 3 votes. Rockingham Mandurah versus Wanneroo. Rockingham Mandurah, Suman Yadav, 1 vote. Wanneroo, Shania Jasani, 2 votes. Wanneroo, Shanae Reichelt, 3 votes. And this is going to be a very important round now, Luke. This is round 7 of the B grade competition.
All on the line now, mate. It could go down to the last game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. First game, Wanneroo versus Midland Guildford. Wanneroo, Ella Stewart, 1 vote. Wanneroo, Josie Beckett, 2 votes. Midland Guildford, Sarah Fragomeni, 3 votes. Melville versus Rockingham Mandurah. Melville, Georgia Blackbeard, 1 vote. Melville, Rebecca Hay, 2 votes. Rockingham Mandurah, Suman Yadav, 3 votes. Subiaco Floreat versus Perth. Evelyn Brock, Subi Floreat, 1 vote. Subi Floreat, Holly Appleby, 2 votes. Perth, Harriet Collins, 3 votes. And that's all the rounds we have to read out, Luke.
Yep, so if you recall, there was an abbreviated end to the season with our COVID rescheduling, and 7 rounds was all we could fit in after the original 10 rounds were fixtured. So if we flick over to a final leaderboard, we'll see that out on top from Midland Guildford is Sarah Fragomeni with 23 votes, and then the others to come. So I think we're working on the moment at getting Sarah to join us and accept the Jenny Owens medal. But pleasingly, it was a high vote count for B grade this year, something we haven't seen in previous years, but a number of players there, polling number of votes, Jake.
Absolutely, and Sarah, who is the winner, and we'll cut to her very shortly, she dominated basically from start to finish, and most games she was able to make big scores and lead her team to victory. So very much well deserved by Sarah, and a very, very impressive season, making a lot of runs.
All right, I think we have Shanae on the line now. Shanae, do you have us?
Sarah, you mean?
Sarah, sorry. Sarah, my apologies.
Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we've got you, Sarah. Congratulations, Jenny Owens medalist for 21-22. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty cool, to be honest. I don't really go into a cricket season or, into each game thinking I want to win individual accolades. I want to just do the best for my team. But now that it's at the point of the season where there are awards happening, it feels really cool. I don't really know what to say.
That's really well done, and we're super stoked for you, Sarah. I guess one thing from me, as a batter, and you've made plenty of runs this season, it doesn't just happen overnight. Obviously, a lot of effort goes into you training and behind the scenes. Does that start, basically in the middle of the year? Do you start in winter where you're doing extra sessions before pre-season begins? Run us through sort of your program and your schedule gearing up to start a year.
Probably. I mean, I'm not going to be the best example to the young kids coming up through the ranks. I just sort of rocked up at the start of pre-season and put in probably as much as everybody else did. My body is deteriorating the longer I play. So I don't really train in the off season. I like to enjoy the time off, and my body seems to enjoy that too. I think, to be honest, it's more of like I've matured in the game. I think my skill set's pretty much the same, but I just understand my game a bit better now. I've hit that magical 30, and I mean, definitely kids get in the nets and practice and put the hours in. But for me, it's more of a maturity thing.
Absolutely, great answer.
Thanks, Sarah. Can you give us a quick insight into the culture at Midland Guildford? From an outside looking in, looks like there's a really cohesive playing group across all three grades, A grade, B grade and Youth League, and there's a willingness for people to be there and really enjoy their cricket. Yeah, I think
that, not that I've played at other clubs, but I think, we all have our imperfections, and we all can always strive to be better. And, we're really excited to take on next season with some continuity in our coaching group, which we haven't had for a really long time. Really looking forward to retaining coaches that we had this year and building on what we started this year and just making it even better. I think captaining the B grade, I'm so grateful for the group that I have around me, and it's so easy to forget sometimes that some of the girls in my team are 16, 17, 18 years old, which is really just a testament to the people that they are and the way they behave amongst their teammates. So I'm super grateful for the people that I have around me, and looking forward to continuing to, hopefully mentor them and help them become good people, and as a secondary result, good cricketers.
Absolutely, and obviously it's a testament to yourself being able to lead that B grade team to a grand final where unfortunately you weren't successful, but we do appreciate you coming on teams and giving us a few minutes of your time, Sarah. So lastly, congratulations on the Jenny Owens medal, and we wish you best of luck for next season too.
Thank you, appreciate it.
There we go, Sarah Frago-Meni there spoke very, very well. So hers on probably the other side of the spectrum where she doesn't need to put in as much as she knows her game very well. So that's also a lesson to kids as well. It's very important to get into the nets, but sometimes you've got to take time for yourself to relax a bit and not be a 100% cricket focused all the time, which can often be a detriment.
Certainly, we always talk about balance, and sometimes less is more is less. But like you've just said, you've got to work out what's best for the individual and what's going to give you the best chance of performing consistently and at a high level week in and week out.
Absolutely. Now, I think we'll move on to the A grade 50 over competition, Luke. And I think if we could just update the viewers on the current leaderboard. So we're going to get that graphic up in a second just to make sure you know exactly who we're focusing on going into the last 8 games of the season. So do you have any picks roughly? Who do you feel is going to be your...
I think it's wide open, Jake, because there's plenty of opportunity for a number of players. The WNCL squad, and it was an extended squad, did go away for I think 4, maybe 5 weekends. That presented a lot of opportunities for young players or players not in the pathway, so to speak. So if we do check on that leaderboard, we can see Rebecca West out on top on 8 votes, but hotly contested in second places Cooper, McGrath and Banting, before Nadu and King of the Ashley variety round out the leaderboard with 6 votes. So would you like me to read out some votes, or would you like to continue, Jake?
I think it's time for you to take over, I think now, Luke.
Okay, with pleasure, mate, with pleasure. A grade 50 over round 1. Midland Guildford chased down Melville's strong total of 215, led by an incredible 123 from Chloe Paparo, which included 12 boundaries. Subi proved far too strong for South Perth, as Megan Banting and Maddie Dark laid the foundation for a big score of 228. Jackie Nader and Charis Becker capped off the fantastic match with 4 and 3 wickets respectively. Midland Guildford versus Melville. 1 vote, Melville, Amy Edgar. 2 votes, Midland Guildford, Tennille Pichel. 3 votes, Midland Guildford, Chloe Paparo. South Perth versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Charis Becker. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Megan Banting. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Maddie Dark. A grade 50 over round 2. Subiaco Floreat continued their good start to the 50 over format with a win over Midland Guildford. Subiaco Floreat star Megan Banting finished on 99 not out, whilst Lauren Nicholson took 4 wickets. Subiaco Floreat versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Nicole Bolton. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Lauren Nicholson. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Megan Banting. Melville versus South Perth. 1 vote, Melville, Amy Edgar. 2 votes, South Perth, Georgia Wiley. 3 votes, South Perth, Sonia Yadav. A grade 50 over, round 3. South Perth cruised to a victory over Melville with Rebecca West starring with a dominant performance across the board, scoring 33 and taking 4 for 27 from 5.1 overs. Subiaco Floreat had another win to account, that's 3 to start the 50 over season with, as they took care of Melville with a 94 run victory. Jessica Emery was clearly the best on the day with the insane figures of 8 for 14. I think that one was played at Tompkins Park.
That was.
South Perth versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Midland Guildford, Tennille Pichel. 2 votes, South Perth, Ashley Day. 3 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. Subiaco Floreat versus Melville. 1 vote, Melville, Chloe Ainsworth. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Millie Monaghan. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Jessica Emery. So 3 rounds of the A grade 50 over done and dusted there, Jake. Let's have another look at that leaderboard.
Well, as we did say before, it was hotly contested from basically 1 through to 5 on that leaderboard. Megan Banting's polled pretty well the last few games. Do you think she could go, well, not back to back, but make it a second Karen Reid medal?
I think there's every chance that she become our first multiple Karen Reid medal winner. But there's probably a few votes to be told in the next few rounds, mate. But it's pleasing to see Yadav, Cooper, Edgar, West, some of the younger players in the competition. Some players who aren't contracted in Yadav and West are performing so well. It's showing that when the contracted players are available, the other players in the competition are performing to an equal standard, or if not a higher standard, as you can see. So
absolutely.
Exciting vote count to come, I think.
Very much so. So we're going to pause the votes for a little bit and we're going to get stuck into the female Premier Cricket team of the year, Luke.
Do you know I was picked in the male team of the year in the 2010-11 season, Jake?
I did not, but thank you for reminding me because I definitely haven't heard that in the office about 4 or 5 times, mate, so I appreciate it.
Can you tell me how we pick a Premier Cricket team of the year?
So the female Premier Cricket Team of the Year, it's presented to 12 players across the A and B grade who have performed obviously at a high level throughout the season. The team is made up of 5 batters, 1 all-rounder, 1 keeper and 5 bowlers, and they can be chosen from either grade. This team is selected by the Cricket Operations Team at WA Cricket and is ratified by the WA Female Cricket Council. So I think it's time that we get stuck into the team, Luke.
Let's get it done. Our 5 batters in the team of the year for the 21-22 season are Nicole Bolton with 520 runs at 60.5, Rebecca West with 588 runs at 39.2, Megan Banting with 457 runs at 38.75, Sarah Fragamini with 513 runs at 57, and Sinead Reichelt with 486 runs at 48.6.
They're 5 incredible batters there, Luke, with mountains of runs. So they were very, very hard not to pick. So now we're going to go on to our all-rounder for 21-22 is Amy Edgar, who made 386 runs at 35.1 and took 14 wickets at 18.4. So they are incredible all-rounder numbers and very, very impressive. It was very hard to beat Amy in that all-rounder spot.
Yeah, and congratulations to Amy there. Our wicketkeeper for the team of the year for the 21-22 season is Annalise Gevers, making 200 runs at 22.2 with 9 catches and 3 stumpings.
And to round out the team of the year, we'll go through the 5 bowlers. Subiaco Floreat captain Jessica Emery with 21 wickets at 21.85. Sarah Sribala Sundaram, 21 wickets at 18.3. Melville's Kayla Van Spall, 21 wickets at 18.3. South Perth's Chloe Wayne with 20 wickets at 10.9. And Jackie Nadeau being the 12th with 20 wickets at 17.3. Now, Luke, that is an incredible team with some incredible statistics.
Yeah, very strong team who would be extremely competitive against any other team of the year from any other state. So congratulations to all the 12 players selected in that team. Unfortunately, they don't get to play a game together, but maybe one day with something we can look at as a reward for this team of the year.
Absolutely, not a bad idea. I'll put that in the notes for the future, Luke. So now let's move on to rounds 4, 5 and 6 of the A-grade competition. And this will really differentiate the leaders from the people that are kind of teetering around that 5th and 6th spot, I think. So without further ado, Luke, introduce us to round 4.
All right. Should we have a quick look at the leaderboard first?
Absolutely.
All right. Can you remind me who was on top?
Meg Banting was on top with 12 votes there. So Rebecca West is 1 vote behind her. It's really anyone's count at the moment. I think these next few rounds, as we did say, are going to show who is going to be leading that pack.
Thank you, Jake. A-grade 50, round 4. Kayla Van Spall and Amy Edgar proved too much for Midland Guildford as their individual performances of 5 for 25 and 62 not out drove them to victory in a rain-affected match. Subiaco Floreat's batting maestro, Nicole Bolton, had another terrific knock, this time carving out a sublime 89, whilst Jess Emery captured 4 for 11 off 5.2 overs to continue her good form. Melville versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Melville, Amy Edgar. 2 votes, Midland Guildford, Bree Hyde. 3 votes, Melville, Kayla Van Spall. Subiaco Floreat v South Perth. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Jackie Nadeau. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Nicole Bolton. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Jess Emery. A-grade 50 over round 5. Subiaco Floreat remained undefeated through 5 rounds thanks to the efforts of Maddie Dark, 78, and Jess Emery's 3 for 32, firmly consolidating Subiaco Floreat's position as number 1 on the ladder. Rebecca West had another flawless performance for South Perth, taking 4 for 9 with the ball and making an all-important 41 to secure the win. Subiaco Floreat versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Jess Emery. 2 votes, Midland Guildford, Chloe Paparo. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Maddie Dark. South Perth versus Melville. 1 vote, Melville, Amy Edgar. 2 votes, South Perth, Molly Healy. 3 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. A-grade 50 over, round 6. South Perth were on the winners list again, with even performances across the board taking them to victory, posting 179 and bowling out Midland Guildford for just 81. Subi Floreat recorded yet another big victory as Renee Bugg shined for the Lionesses, snaring 5 for 36. South Perth versus Midland Guildford. 1 vote, Midland Guildford, Alicia Cosma. 2 votes, South Perth, Molly Healy. 3 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. Subiaco Floreat versus Melville. 1 vote, Subiaco Floreat, Maddie Dark. 2 votes, Melville, Chloe Ainsworth. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Renee Bugg.
There we go, Luke. A few movers and shakers across those 3 rounds of the A-grade comp, which I did say it's going to separate a few of the positions, and we do see this leaderboard as it updates through the rounds. Rebecca West now 5 votes ahead on top.
Huge, mate, huge.
Which is a
5
massive
votes.
lead. But we do have Megan Banting, Chloe Paparo in 2nd and 3rd there on that leaderboard. And we do know Subiaco Floreat did go undefeated through the whole 50 over format, so there could be a few more votes to be had by Subi Floreat players. So it'll be very interesting to see how that is made up. But until we get to the final couple of rounds of the A-grade comp, Luke, I think we should dive into the A-grade premierships.
Yes, we should, mate. That's a great call. Like you said earlier, the T20 Grand Final was also held at the Wacker Ground in December, and it was an incredible game of cricket between South Perth and Melville. It was another thriller on that day, going down to the last ball of the game.
Melville posted 121, led by Amy Edgar making 45, but South Perth challenged until the final delivery with even contributions across the board, but they fell agonisingly short. We were at that game, Luke, and it was an incredibly tense finish, but Melville's Chloe Ainsworth was awarded Player of the Match for her 21 runs and 2 wickets with very economical bowling.
Yeah, a great performance by Chloe Ainsworth, another one of the young guns, up-and-coming stars of the competition. Shall we have a look at the 50 over grand final, Jake, and how that game unfolded at Floreat Park 3 weeks ago?
Absolutely. So South Perth went into bat and made a very competitive total of 157, led by Rebecca West, who we've mentioned plenty of times tonight, making 57, and Nikki Shaw supporting her really well with 31. Subiaco Floreat, led by Bolton and Banting, the dynamic duo, they were able to chase down the total with about 21 overs to go. Nicole making a 50 and Meg Banting also in the runs as well. But Player of the Match was awarded to the skipper, so it's a captain's effort in a grand finals when you really want to play your best cricket. Jess Emery claimed 4 for 31, and rightfully so given that award. Congratulations to both Melville and Subi Flotter in the respective grand final wins there, and they were thoroughly well deserved and exceptional seasons. And now I think it's time, before we get into the votes down the track, we talk about the club championship.
We do. I just want to flick over to the comments really quickly, Jake. We've had a couple of comments come through. We've got Graham Peterson, president at South Perth, stalwart of the club. He's got his fingers crossed emojis out for Rebecca West. We've got Blair from, I think, South Perth as well, giving some support to Rebecca, or Westy, come on big fella, as it says, with just a couple of rounds left. And then a bit further back, a little bit earlier, Shanae congratulating Sarah on her Jenny Owens medal. So it's great to see that the acknowledgements and the success from others at other clubs is celebrated by all participants within the game. Get those comments in. We've only got 2 rounds to go. Tell us who your winner is. Tell us who's that late charger going to be. Give us something to talk about.
Absolutely, and as I said before, next segment we'll talk about the club championship, and every year we do award a female Premier Club the Club Championship Award, and the club champion is awarded to the club that best represents all aspects of the game of cricket based on performance, both on and off the field. The award is given to the club that exhibits success in the competition, administration and club development space. So Luke, who is our winner this year? I believe it was an incredibly tight decision.
It was. It was almost a decision on countback, wasn't it? There's a number of criteria that you spoke about there, and it made it really hard to pick a winner this year, with all clubs performing really well across the board. Ultimately, on-field performance proved to be the difference, and Subiaco Floreat is our winner of the club championship this year. The club has shown great diligence across the board when it comes to administration and important submission of paperwork and development of young players. And to win the A-grade 50 over premiership undefeated across the season was a fantastic effort. So congratulations to Subiaco Floreat. Season well done. I know Jordan Brock, I believe he's their female director of cricket. He was really chuffed to have won this award, and it's great reward for the work that himself, Nicole Bolton, Emma King previously, Megan Banting, a lot of long-time servants of the club have put in over many years.
Absolutely, and of course led by club president as well, Greg Fitzgerald, who does a lot of work at Subiaco Floreat. So again, well done to the Subi Lions. Moving across now to round 7 and 8. So the last 2 rounds, these are really, really important, Luke. And as we said, these are the games you want to make sure that you might have thought you played pretty well in the game, but it doesn't always make you get the 3 votes. So fingers and toes crossed for everyone who is in the race to take out the Karen Reid medal, Luke.
I haven't read these, so who's your pick from here?
I'm going to go with Meg Banting. I reckon she's going to get a second Karen Reid medal. I just feel like she could go bang bang with 2. I know Nicole Bolton made a few runs in the last part of the season, but I think I think Meg would be right there with her.
I think Westies, as she's affectionately known, we're seeing more comments of support come through the chat for her. Marsha and Tyler providing a heap of support for Westie. But I think 5 votes, 2 rounds. I think she finishes the season really strong from memory. She's going to be hard to overtake, Jake.
Well, let's see. Your money's on Rebecca, my money is on Meg Banting, but let's see how we go as we enter in round 7 of the A-grade 50 over format. Melville were back on the winners list courtesy of a strong batting performance by Lauren Newman and solid performances with bat and ball by Rebecca McGrath. Nicole Bolton added another 100 to her belt with an eye-catching 120 runs off just 95 balls. This propelled Subi to 203, with their bowlers Olivia McSweeney taking 3 wickets, and of course Nicole Bolton showing she can do basically everything with 3 for 7 herself. Midland Guildford versus Melville. 1 vote, Midland Guildford, Shay Manalini. 2 votes, Melville, Rebecca McGrath. 3 votes, Melville, Lauren Newman. South Perth versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, South Perth, Lauren Russo. 2 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Olivia McSweeney. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Nicole Bolton.
All right, one more round, mate. One more round. There's an avalanche of support coming through the chats now for Rebecca West, mate. Anything you want to say here before we do this last round?
Well, I think my bet's gone now because I thought Meg Banting might have polled in that last Subi game. So it is incredibly close. I think it's going to probably take a lot for Westie to be knocked off here, but we'll get into the votes. This has been a superb count, and we'll finish it off here with round 8. Subi capped off a perfect 50 over season with a win over Midland Guildford. Nicole Bolton made it back-to-back tons to finish off a very dominant season. Rebecca West also finished off her regular season style, making a superb 85 off 97 balls, but it was bowler Sarah Sribala Sundaram who stole the show, taking an incredible 6 for 22 off 9.2 overs. So we'll get into Midland Guildford versus Subiaco Floreat. 1 vote, Midland Guildford, Morgan Pyers. 2 votes, Midland Guildford, Bree Hyde. 3 votes, Subiaco Floreat, Nicole Bolton. Melville versus South Perth. 1 vote, Melville, Jessica Rowe. 2 votes, South Perth, Rebecca West. 3 votes, South Perth, Sarah Sribala Sundaram. So Luke, I believe that makes the winner pretty clear cut now, with Rebecca West finishing the season on top with 19 votes. An incredible season by Rebecca West and a well-deserved Karen Reid medal.
Certainly, consistency with bat and ball all season, and an important contributor for South Perth Cricket Club. I think we may have Rebecca on the line now.
Rebecca, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Thank you very much for jumping onto the live show with both Luke and myself. Firstly, congratulations on the medal. How are you feeling?
I'm overwhelmed, to be honest. I didn't expect it. And to be honest, it's just a real honour to take on a medal named after Karen Reid herself.
I can hear you. I can hear in the background. Everyone's very, very excited for you.
I move myself away from the team because they're too loud.
Look, that's great to hear. Look, first question from myself. As you said, you don't expect going into a season and chasing a medal or individual accolades, but my question to you is, what's the major difference from last season compared to this season for yourself?
I think last season I was learning to love cricket again. I guess a couple of years ago I really lost the love for it, and in order to do well, a key component is to love the game, to love what you do. And yeah, I guess over the last couple of years I've just been building towards really enjoying the game again, and this year it just clicked for me. It didn't feel like I had to try really hard. I just went out, did what I did, enjoyed the game, and it's come off.
Yeah, that's good. Obviously, you want to love anything you do, whether it be at work or not at work. You want to find stuff that makes you happy, and obviously that's put you in a really good headspace as well. And I believe Luke has a question for you.
Rebecca, congratulations on the win. You've previously been in some of the high performance programs here at WA Cricket. Do you have any aspirations to play for the state one day?
Look, if it comes towards me, maybe if I get asked, but at the moment I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, enjoying the game, enjoying it down at South Perth with the girls. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a question we did ask our Jenny Owens medalist, what looks like a training regime for yourself? As we said, talent only gets you so far, but it's the hard work that you put in behind the scenes. What does it look like for you either in the pre-season or even earlier?
Just sort of going back to basics at the start of the season. I know some of you may know I had a pretty tough start to the season. I guess you could say it was consistent. I think I got 2 or 3 ducks in a row. And basically went back to Trev, my coach, and Brad Thompson down at the cricket club, and just really going back to basics, the underarms and the nets, just being really, going back to basics and just trying to master that. And then throughout the preseason, moving on, same with fitness, just starting back at basics and just trying to build myself up for the season.
That's brilliant. And to round off, we won't hold you for too much longer, but just some thank yous from yourself that you'd like to give out.
Yeah, so firstly, I'd just like to thank the South Perth Cricket Club. Obviously, I came around 2 seasons ago. I came from a place from not enjoying my cricket, and so thanks to the team. Thank you for accepting me into your club and team, and thank you for putting up with my pest-like behaviour at times. I also would like to thank Jules and Banjo from the South Perth Cricket Club. They've done so much for our women's teams, and it wouldn't be possible for us as a team to make both these finals without their help down at the club. I'd also like to thank Nikki Shaw. She's the one that said yes to me coming over to the club from South Perth's behalf. I actually got to play a couple games with her this season, and it was really incredible actually being able to play with someone who's played for their country and been such a vital part of our state team in WA. And I'm often someone that doubts myself sometimes and my ability, and those couple of games I played with her, she was really there to just say, you've got this, Westy, just go out there and do what you want, do what you do well, hit the ball hard. I guess I'd like to thank Trev and all the other coaching staff at South Perth. Thanks for believing in me when I didn't really believe myself. This is especially at the start of the season. Obviously, 2 or 3 ducks in a row at the very start of the season doesn't really set you off in a great sort of mental aspect when you're starting the season. And obviously that ruined me. And Trev believed in me, helped me through that tough period of the cricket season. And thanks to him, I was able to sort of come back and be on a high in the end of the season. Also, a shout out to Brad Thompson. After those 3 ducks at training, he pulled me aside and said, Westy, we're doing some throwdowns. And I guess from that point onwards, just going back to the basics, as I said before, about preparing in pre-season, that sort of started to get me back on the right track. And lastly, obviously, I'd like to thank my family, my mum and brother. Often I come home, if cricket hasn't gone so well, they're on the back end of it. And they're always there to support me. My partner, Jacob, same thing, always trying to talk me out of doubting my ability. So I guess I'd just like to say it was a great season. Really thankful we could get the full season in. Obviously, during these tough times in the world, just very fortunate to be able to finish the season, unlike, I think it was last season, where it was cut short. And we're very fortunate to have an online event to recognise the achievements of players, teams and clubs and coaches of the season. So thank you. Enjoy your night wherever you may be. Thanks.
Rebecca, that's an incredible answer. Very, very thorough, and well done on mentioning all those people that have helped you to get to where you are. So we'll let you go now. We appreciate your time, and congratulations once again, Rebecca West, the 2021-2022 Karen Reid medalist. Well done, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Well, what a night, Jake.
Absolutely incredible night. It absolutely flew. A lot of votes we got through, and we do really appreciate everyone jumping online to watch us put this together.
Yeah, so thank you to all the clubs, all the volunteers, the WA Female Cricket Council. Absolutely fantastic. We were able to get a 21-22 season completed safely, as Rebecca stated, and we're able to recognise the elite performers in the competition.
Absolutely, but you can't get rid of us that quickly. We are back tomorrow night for the Ollie Cooley medal, which is also from 6:30 p.m. Live stream. So we appreciate your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.